It's now time to come to the defense of the most reviled movie in the history of Pixar animation. In fact, it's the only reviled movie in the history of Pixar animation. And that's just not fair.
Baby, you can drive my car.
Hi folks, this is Alan, and I'm back with another movie review for you. And today I'm going to be reviewing the 2011 Pixar animated film, Cars 2, the sequel to the original Cars movie from 2006. And I'm going to read the plot from the back of the DVD. The plot for Cars 2 is as follows. Star race car Lightning McQueen and the incomparable tow truck Mater take their friendship on the road from Radiator Springs to exciting new places when they head overseas to compete in the first ever World Grand Prix to determine the world's fastest car. But the road to the championship is filled with plenty of potholes, detours, and hilarious surprises when Mater gets caught up in an intriguing adventure of his own. International espionage. And that is the plot of Cars 2. Cars 2. Wow, I cannot believe for the life of me how hated this particular Pixar movie is. Most people love the Pixar movies in general, but most people don't seem to be particularly kind to Cars 2. Cars 2. This is the only Pixar movie in the entire history of Pixar that has a bad rating at Rotten Tomatoes. We're talking a 39% rating at Rotten Tomatoes, when usually most of Pixar's films go much higher than that. To be perfectly honest with you folks, I don't understand for the life of me why Cars 2 is so hated by so many people. The truth of the matter is, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I love Cars 2. I do. I don't see anything wrong with this movie at all. Is it a perfect Pixar movie? No. Is it the best Pixar film ever made? No, definitely not. But is it bad? In my opinion, no, not at all. I think I saw Cars 2 in the movie theater either like 4 or 5 times. That's how much I really enjoyed it. I don't think that John Lasseter, the head of Pixar Productions, I don't think John Lasseter and the folks at Pixar have anything to be ashamed of for Cars 2. This is not a bad movie. This is not the piece of shit that so many people have made it out to be. Not to me, anyway. I think it's a wonderful Pixar film. I do think it's an improvement over the original Cars, and I think it's a damn good movie and a whole lot of fun. And I like it a lot, and I just think the criticisms of this movie are bullshit. Just total bullshit. You know, the first Cars movie, which came out in 2006, I thought was good. I think it's a very good Pixar film. It is enjoyable. It's kind of sluggish in places, but overall, I think the original Cars movie has enough charm in it to be appealing. So I like Cars, the first one. But I'm telling you, Cars 2 really surprised me in a good way, that it's definitely an improvement over the original Cars. I think Cars 2 is funnier. I think it's better written. I think it's paced a lot better. It's also about 10 minutes shorter than the original Cars, so that also helps. And I just think it's a whole ton of fun. And another reason why I like Cars 2 so much is because obviously this movie it's definitely a James Bond pastiche kind of Pixar movie, because as they say here, you know, Mater the tow truck, he gets involved in an espionage adventure involving British spies such as Finn McMissile, voiced by the wonderful Michael Caine, and Holly Shiftwell, voiced by Emily Mortimer. And let me put it to you this way. Cars 2 has been described by somebody on Amazon.com on like the opening splash page for Cars 2 when you look it up on Amazon. This reviewer said, you know, Cars 2, the best way to describe Cars 2 is it's a James Bond movie with cars. And I think that sums it up perfectly. It's a James Bond movie starring automobiles. That's basically what you get. But man, oh man, the hatred that came the way of Cars 2, it's like you're going to be very hard-pressed to find somebody out there who likes Cars 2. Even the most diehard Pixar fan has something to hate about Cars 2, and I think that is just so unfair. I mean, geez, even two of the most popular film critics on YouTube, Jeremy Jahns and Chris Stuckman, neither of those guys like Cars 2. I mean, very few people out there seem to like Cars 2, but I don't understand why. My take of Cars 2 is that I think it's fun. It appealed to me also because it spoofs James Bond. The fact that Finn McMissile, I mean the car itself, Finn McMissile, he's obviously modeled after James Bond's classic Aston Martin car, and again voiced by the one and only Michael Caine. I mean, perfect. And I love how Finn McMissile has all these wonderful gadgets on him, which is great. I mean, rockets and bombs and all kinds of gadgets. Finn McMissile is equipped with. I mean, I think he's a really cool car, a really cool character. I also love his female accomplice, Holly Shifwell, voiced by Emily Mortimer. She's wonderful. She's a very sleek looking car, and she's got some pretty cool contraptions put on her as well, including rockets. I mean, she can fly, which is really cool. I love the music for Cars 2. The music was done by, I think, Michael Giacchino, and he supplies a very James Bondish film score for this movie. I mean, every time we get to an action scene in Cars 2, we hear this like James Bondish down, like real James Bond secret agent espionage music. So I really like the film score for this movie. I think the animation on Cars 2 is fantastic. Nobody seems to give Cars 2 credit for the beautiful animation in this film. I mean, the lights, the colors, and again, the reflections that you can see off the shiny bodies of the cars, just beautiful. I mean, this is a very globe-trotting Pixar film. So the characters, Lightning McQueen and Mater, they're traveling all over Europe. They go to Japan, they go to Italy, they go to England. When they go to Japan and it's nighttime and we see all the neon signs that are up in Japan, my God, I mean, it's just beautiful rainbow colors, and it's just so beautiful to look at. I mean, this is a beautifully rendered computer animated film. I mean, the animation is terrific. I know that one of the main criticisms of Cars 2 is poor old Mater the tow truck, because Mater the tow truck, he's made the central focus of Cars 2, and unfortunately Mater rubs a lot of people in the audience the wrong way. Mater has been unfairly compared to Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars The Phantom Menace, that Mater is like the Pixar version of Jar Jar Binks. In other words, that he's a very, very annoying character. I say bullshit. I happen to like Mater the tow truck. I think he's a very charming, very appealing character. He's voiced by stand-up comic Larry the Cable Guy, and he's got the southern drawl and all of that. But some people just can't handle Mater the tow truck. They just think he's annoying. I say bullshit. I will take Mater the tow truck any day of the week over Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is annoying. Mater the tow truck, I like Mater the tow truck. Mater doesn't annoy me at all, and I kind of like the fact that he's made the central focus in Cars 2. I mean, Lightning McQueen still has an important role to play in Cars 2, although he's kind of reduced to a supporting player, whereas Mater is more or less the star of this one. But Lightning McQueen, he still gets a lot to do in Cars 2. Don't worry about that. But I happen to like Mater. I said this before in my review of the first Cars movie, and I'll say it here again in my review of Cars 2. If you have to have a film character that's a total idiot, make him or her a likable idiot. Make him or her a charming, appealing idiot. And maybe I'm going against the majority here, okay? And if I'm in the minority, all right, I guess I'm in the minority. If I stand alone, I stand alone. But I say Mater is a charming, likable, appealing idiot, okay? I like him. And I do think he's funny, and I do think he's amusing. And I do like Larry the Cable Guy's vocal work as Mater. I like Mater, okay? That's the bottom line. I mean, if you think Mater is the Pixar equivalent of Jar Jar Binks, well, that's kind of too bad, but I like Mater, okay? Bite me. I like Mater. Mater the tow truck. He's okay with me. I also like Owen Wilson once again as Lightning McQueen. He's still given a lot to do in this movie, and he gets to run in 3 really cool races in this film as well. And I also like how Cars 2 is also a story about friendship. It continues to explore the friendship between Lightning McQueen and Mater, and how their friendship is so very strong and nothing can break them apart. Not even a unfortunate misunderstanding that happens at the end of the first race, which a misunderstanding that costs Lightning McQueen the win in the first race. But nonetheless, him and Mater, they managed to patch things up, and it's a great commentary about friendship. Cars 2. I really do believe that. I think the action scenes in this film are terrific, and again, this movie appeals to the James Bond fan in me. I love watching all the espionage action stuff. Again, I think the character of Finn McMissile, voiced by Michael Caine, is terrific, and I love watching this sleek-looking Aston Martin car with all his neat gadgets, and he's got the wonderful voice of Michael Caine. Michael Caine does a wonderful vocal performance here as Finn McMissile. I mean, inspired casting. Getting Michael Caine to do the voice of Finn McMissile. Totally inspired casting, and he's wonderful in the part. And of course, I like Emily Mortimer very much. Very charming in her part of Holly Shifwell, Finn McMissile's companion secret agent. Other great people in this voice cast. John Turturro is a riot as Francesco Bernoulli, a Italian Formula race car, and he's just so hilariously funny as Francesco. I love John Turturro's vocal work as Francesco in this film. Eddie Izzard, British comic Eddie Izzard, does the voice of Sir Miles Axelrod. He's very funny. He's very appealing as Miles Axelrod. There's a wonderful scene that sends up Larry King with this TV show host called Mel Dorado. Get it? Mel Dorado. He's obviously modeled after Larry King. He's voiced by, if I can find him, Patrick Walker. And that scene totally made me laugh a lot because it's obviously a spoof of the Larry King show, and it's very, very funny. Yeah, this is just a wonderful voice cast. The animation is superb. The action scenes are superb. I love all the beautiful colors and how wonderfully animated this thing is. As far as why the movie got the criticism that it got, I can only assume, okay, if you don't like Mater the tow truck, if you really truly can't stand Mater the tow truck, oh well, can't do nothing for you, but I'm telling you, Mater the tow truck doesn't annoy me at all. I like Mater. Some parents complained that Cars 2 was too violent. What, because stuff blows up in it? What, because some of the characters use, guns? While you can protect your kids from guns, you can't protect your kids from seeing guns. That aspect of guns, you can't protect your kids from seeing guns, but I don't think your children seeing guns or seeing guns in action in a movie is going to corrupt them in any way. So I think that criticism of the film is bullshit. I don't find the film that's too violent. I mean, look, you see stuff blowing up in it, and you can't handle your kids watching stuff blow up. Oh, poor baby. So that criticism is ridiculous. I don't see anything wrong with Cars 2 whatsoever, and I do think it's a lot of fun, and I do think it's an improvement over the original Cars, and I just think all the criticisms of it are bullshit. I really do. I think this is a wonderfully entertaining movie, great characters, great 007-esque action in it, wonderful humor. The races that you see in Japan and Italy and in England, wonderfully done. And overall, it's a much better paced Cars movie than the original. And as I said, it's funnier, it's tighter, beautifully animated, great characters, great voice cast. So what's your problem? I don't get it. You're entitled to your opinion, of course. I'm not saying you're not, but I watched Cars 2 after hearing all the criticisms, and I don't understand the criticisms at all. I love Cars 2. I don't have a problem with Cars 2. I think it's a great Pixar film, and I think John Lasseter and the folks at Pixar have nothing to be ashamed of for Cars 2. It's a wonderful Pixar movie. So, you see, there is somebody in the world who does love and appreciate Cars 2. And maybe I stand alone, and if I'm alone, okay, I'm alone. But I love Cars 2, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So, John Lasseter and the folks at Pixar, thank you so very much for making Cars 2. Cars 2 is great. It's one of my favorite Pixar films, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Okay, and that's my review of Cars 2. So, This is Alan. Thank you so much for watching this movie review video. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time with another movie review. Thank you for watching.